Hey, what is up, guys? Bluntguts here. This is a Watcher of Realms video. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I really appreciate it. I have got some insight into the ancient summoning banner that is coming with Iovar and Lubu coming tomorrow. I have to apologize to everybody first, though. I did say I was going to get a Lubu damage video out, and I just wasn't able to. You know, I've got a lot of stuff going on with my family, honestly with my professional life as well right now. And content creation has always been a hobby for me since I did start doing it. And you know, sometimes I've got to prioritize, so I wasn't able to get that done. If I am able to find time, I might put something out before the banner is gone, but I'm going to give you some insight into what I have seen on the test server as far as Lubu is concerned, so let's go over there. All right, so Lubu is, I think, kind of disappointing ultimately. I was very excited about him. I thought he was going to be kind of like an Ardea level hero, and that just unfortunately is not the case. Except for one spot in the game, and that is in AoE Arena. I do think he is quite good there. He can do close to Ardea level damage. Now, the one caveat is that whereas Ardea does all of her damage in a straight line ahead, Lubu gets a lot of damage from this Chaos Strike ability here, which is very similar to the beam that Ingrid does shoot out, in that his attack goes from being 1 tile in width to 3 tiles in width. He gains the tiles to the right and to the left of that attack when he does the Chaos Strike, and that does enable him to do some extra damage. So while the total damage may be similar to what Ardea would put out, he's not going to be able to put as much damage on his particular lane as Ardea would. So that is kind of the long and short of it. I have not found another place in the game where I think he is particularly good. I think he's very similar, kind of like a Valkyra level damage dealer, and it's just not, in my opinion, for an ancient hero, is just not worth pulling for. So that is my kind of take. On top of that, the bond skill for diaochan is just not good for diaochan. It's just like very underwhelming. So I just don't know that it's really something that you need to pull, as much as I'm going to kind of stick with what I said originally, in that unless you are a whale and you really want to see if you can't make a go at a chaos team in AoE Arena, then I don't know that he's really going to have a spot for you on your team. If you do want to do that, though, I do think this A1 is kind of the most important one. Increases basic attack range by 1 tile. If the enemy is not blocked, increases damage by 20%. So he already has a 15% arena damage boost because he's a chaotic unit. He's going to get another 20% for unblocked units, which is going to be all the units that come out in that AoE Arena. So that is something that will help you. Similarly, the A2 is -2 cost, and that is going to help you out as well with placement. And then the A3 increases Chaos Strike damage multiplier by 40% and executes enemies with HP below 15%. Now, this in an ideal world, I think this is really cool, and certainly in AoE Arena, that is going to help you out as well. I just one place that this guy is good is just not enough, and the 15% threshold is just kind of weak in my mind. I mean, if they want to put that up a little bit higher, that would be better. That would certainly be better. What is I can't even think of it, but what is Vierna's? Isn't it like 30% or 35% or something like that? How come he only gets, I don't know. I guess it's just because Chaos Strike is more common, but still, it really ruins his functionality in my opinion. And then the A4 is plus 300 attack. That's great. He does have kind of lower base attack as is, so that is going to help out. The A5, when under deep descent and enhanced state, taking fatal damage will not instantly end these states. Instead, becomes immune to that damage and reduces the duration of deep descent and enhanced state by 5 seconds. So this is essentially going to give you more longevity. It makes him harder to kill, which if he did more damage would be great. But because he doesn't, I just don't really know where this is going to be all that useful. Certainly not in AoE Arena like I was talking about. And I think that even, you know, if you wanted to try to use him in GBG, 1, he doesn't hit air, so there's that. And 2, I just don't think he brings enough damage to really justify that. I mean, Valkyra does not do enough damage, but she does hit air units during her ultimate, and that kind of levels the playing field for her a little bit. Not to mention the res she brings is more utility and all that kind of stuff, but he just doesn't really bring anything to enhance the other units around him or to prevent somebody just flying over him. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know why they did this to this hero. It's really unfortunate, but it also is what it is. So trying to give you honest feedback. Let's go take a look at Iovar's Awakenings. All right, so I haven't actually read through these in a while, so I'll try to give you my my thoughts on them. And one, I will say that all of them are good simply by virtue of the fact they are going to enhance his BP, and he is the highest BP unit in the game, and that does make him very, very special. He is going to be the best, certainly Lord affiliation, so Maw affiliation unit in the game, but beyond that, he just has the highest BP of all the Lords out there. I think you can get him up to at A5, like 120k basically, and that's just ridiculous when you consider he's going to get the Lord bonus on top of that, meaning he's going to push past pretty much every other unit in the game as far as battle power is concerned. So making him, of course, the best demon captain affiliation, but also he is going to be the best demon affiliation, period. So really going to up your game if you can get multiple awakenings on Iovar. Now, with that said, I don't think that he is a particularly strong Lord in GVG for placement, like in defense, but there are a number of codexes that he is really good at. So in any case, let's talk about his awakenings. I'd just be happy with a base copy at this point, honestly. But when the ultimate ends, there is a 40% chance of immediately generating 4 flying swords. These flying swords, the more he has, the more benefit he gets. So getting 4 of them at the end of the ultimate is going to kind of enhance every ultimate that he does have, so give him kind of a leg up, so to speak. The A2, plus 300 attack. He's also going to increase faction team members' damage to airborne units by 5%, which is awesome since the marksmen are all kind of geared towards killing airborne units. The duration of victorious pursuit is going to be increased by 5 seconds on this, so that is pretty awesome. That is going to be a pretty big bonus for you. You're not going to get 100% uptime on this, but it is going to push you more towards having it up more often than not, which is nice. The A4 is 8% crit rate. I would prefer that it be penetration, in all honesty, but 8% crit rate is going to open up some gearing options for you and allow you to bring in some pieces of gear potentially that don't have any crit rate on them, which is really nice. So not the worst thing in the world. And then the A5, when deployed, immediately obtains 12 flying swords. I think this is junk. Aside from the BP bonus, I just don't think that this really matters all that much for somebody that is largely used as a boss killer, and this is like just the first one. So to me, I think the A5 is kind of not really necessary, except for the fact that, like I said, he does bring a ton of BP. So if you happen to get there, you're going to be getting the best affiliation unit in the game. It's just unfortunate that the A5 itself is not really all that great. So in any case, guys, it is like, 2 hours before the banners do launch. I'm really just kind of cutting it short. This was my compromise. This is what I decided to do instead of doing my damage video. So I do hope that it is helpful to some folks. And again, I am sorry that I wasn't able to get the damage video out, but I do appreciate you all tuning in. And please click the thumbs up button and toss me a sub if you are interested in seeing more of my stuff going forward. I do appreciate you all. Good luck on your summons if you are summoning. I will catch you all next time.